So before we get into it here, I wanted to offer a quick kind of comment from Natasha. I don't know if you guys saw her post. I think I saw it last night. I don't know when she made the post, somewhere in the last day or so. But it was the results of the new Barna study of the number of Christians that are active Christians. Like, they're serious Christians. They go to church and they make efforts. They don't just say, yeah, I'm a Christian. Yeah, whatever that means. But Christians who actively practice their faith, I think that's how they define it, is only 25% of the population now. So we are a religious minority at this point, and we have to understand that perspective as we're parenting, that we are parenting against the culture. Like, the struggle is real. You are not just imagining that struggle. That is a real struggle, and that we are a religious minority. Just to give you some perspective, in Egypt, there's still a significant religious minority. They're still 10%. They're not like a 1% of the population. And they undergo tremendous persecution for their faith. And they're at 10% of Christians there in Egypt. So those numbers are shrinking rapidly in our country. And I hope to do some conversations very soon, probably after Easter, with a friend of mine who's an Egyptian priest, to talk about the history of persecution and how to live as a second-class citizen in a culture as a Christian. I think there's a lot of wisdom to be gained from the Egyptian church, because they have lived as a religious minority for over 1,000 years. And they have a lot of wisdom to share with us, I think, about that issue. So I hope to do that soon on the show. Again, probably after Easter, because priests are very busy during the Lent season. Anyways, I just kind of want to throw that out there this morning as you're thinking about your parenting, to understand that you are parenting from the position of being a religious minority. You are parenting from the position that the majority culture is against your value system. It is against your religious beliefs. I woke up this morning to a Facebook announcement. The California state legislature right now is entertaining a new law that would make it illegal for stores like Target or Walmart to separate children's clothes and toys according to sex. So there will no longer be boy clothes or girl clothes. There will just be children's clothes. And they will be slapped with a substantial fine if they violate that. There will not be boys' toys, a boy toy section or a girl toy section. So we are going to have to make some very hard decisions. What would I do as a Christian shop owner if I run a boutique? Maybe I even run a resale store, a used clothing store, and I'm just a person. I'm not Target. I'm not a big corporation. You know, we're going to have to start to make some very hard decisions as Christians about what we are willing to go along with in the culture, and what that line is for us, and what our stand will be. So I just want to let you know, you are not imagining this struggle. And remember that apologetics is just one of the tools that we're going to need as we are in a different era of parenting. No other Christian parents have faced these challenges before. They faced other challenges, but they haven't faced these challenges. Just let you know, you're not imagining these challenges, and they are coming fast and furious, and we are all trying to figure this out together. And I'm in that conversation with you. I never thought it would be so complicated to define a boy or a girl. Never thought I would live in that age where something that was always very simple, it was as simple as a check mark on a box, on a form. I never thought it would become so complicated to define a boy or a girl. And so, yet when we look at the created order, that's what God made. He made boys and girls. It's a very simple issue, and these are very simple answers. But our culture is engaged in a very complex redefinition of these terms, and you are not imagining the struggle. So we are living now in an age of being a religious minority, and you've got to start getting that in your thinking. And I'm really engaging in a project now in my thoughts of how do I help parents think strategically about living as a parent, parenting your child and telling the child you are a religious minority. Here's what it means to be a Christian. You ought to expect there to be resistance. And we as a family will live this way. And we are going to say no to these things and yes to these things. It will not work for us to keep trying to go along with the flow. I think those people there's going to kind of start to be two Christianities. There's going to be the historic Christian faith, which I have made a public stand for, that I will be a stand for historic Christianity, no matter what happens. And I already have told my children and my husband, they're coming for me first. When they start rounding people up, I have a YouTube channel of 400 objectionable videos right now. They're coming for me first. So we have to know like what our stand is and what we're going to be up to. And then there's the progressive stream, and that's going to continue to get more radicalized. So there's going to be the emergence of two Christianities, and you're going to have to teach your children from that angle of what version of Christianity we will be a stand for in our family.